Alright guys, I got a cool one for you today. We're going to unbox the K40 Electronics Platinum100. I like this guy a lot. Big K40 fan myself. I've had an RLS2 in my car for a while. I actually brought that along with me for comparison's sake, so we'll check that out momentarily. But first, let's just start with what comes in here. So it looks like this is the unit that comes with the wireless remote control. You can order it either way. I went ahead and got that one. So we got the unit itself. Nice sticker on the back right there. Sit that down for a second. Let's see what's in this spot. Oh, other side. There we go. So we got our cable, mount, straight cable if you wanted to hardwire it. If I remember properly, you can just chop those off and hardwire it. And then the remote itself looks like it comes with a visor clip as well. And then the manual. So let's check this bad boy out. I'm gonna leave that straight cord in there. Get this box out of shot here. So let's check out the mount. Start there. Good old sticky cup. Glad to see them moving to that, because that was one of my big complaints. For a quick peek here, compared to that 3-cup mount, I'm really excited to see a more solid mount than that. One big sticky cup and then the snap-in mechanism that pulls it in. So this caught my eye. Looking at the top of this radar, it's not as obvious like it is in the other units where it goes. Looks like it slides on right here, clips in. Cool. So I think this thing will be a lot nicer to work with. That's good to see. Cord is cord, but I'm gonna get it out of the bag because we'll use it here in a second. Extra fuse in there for you. Let's check out the manual. So, registration card. Just standard startup sequence. I've read quite a bit on this thing. There's a little bit of overview here. So, one thing I found interesting is you have a 3.5mm jack on the side of this to hook up to like a separate speaker if you needed a louder tone. I'm sure there's applications for that. Not something I right offhand can say, oh, here's where I'd use that every day, but neat idea for sure. Wireless remote control. Okay, just make the packaging look prettier. And looks like it's on out of the box, so that's good. So I'll keep that puppy out. Put this stuff away here. And let's plug her in. Got a 12-volt socket wired up down here. Switch on it. There we are. There you go. Ran through its startup there. Loving the new color display on it without being hooked in a car and, you know, moving. Some of this stuff you're obviously not going to get, but I did bring a little treat for us. Radar gun. So let's see if I can set this thing off. Hopefully. There it goes. So that's just a good idea of what it's going to look like when you set it off. Obviously, this laser's bouncing around, radar's bouncing around this room, so it'll take a second to calm down. There it goes. So that's your standard alert. From what I understand, you actually can get up to 2 alerts at the same time, and it'll put the intensity in like a small icon over here of the minor alert, and then the major alert will show up here. So let's say you got hit with a K band and an X band, and the K band is really intense, it's close, it's going to show up like that one just did, except in the corner there's going to be another icon that displays the intensity of a separate band if you happen to get one at the same time. So I thought that was pretty cool. Couple basic settings on here. I'm not going to go too crazy with them, but I definitely like the essentially the setting where you can change the K bands with quote unquote, so the amount of frequencies of K band that are covered. I think out of the box it's set to K band wide, but you can change that. Pull up this manual quick. Yep, so you got course, one of my favorites, you've got Quiet Ride, so you can turn that on, and under a certain speed, it will not alert you. You've also got your filter settings, which you can change under a certain speed, which is pretty standard. Mark to mute, of course. Mark to alert, so both of those use the GPS to save your location so it doesn't alert you whenever you go past somewhere you go every day and you know that it's, you know, a CVS, let's say, where the doors are always setting your radar off. You can hit mark right here and it'll mark that to mute it. So you can also set mark to alert. I believe that's both done through the same button. I'm inside, so I'm not going to get any GPS signal. That makes sense. But you get the idea. And then I've got a second guy right here. So this guy is the original RLS2. I just grabbed one for comparison's sake. So you can see the color screen on here. If I switch over, here is your original RLS2 display. So just that standard dot matrix display. Wasn't my biggest complaint, but I am really excited to see them upgrade to that other like colored style display like that. So get a buzz in one more time so you can see all the alerts. I think that about does it. I mean, I've kind of went over most of the differences. Obviously, physical size wise, not much different. A little bit shorter, a little bit fatter. No big deal there. About the same thickness. They went, instead of the volume on the side, you just have volume up and down. I believe that's what those are. Yeah. Just change it on the screen instead of this right here, which you would use to volume up and down as well as turn it on and off. And you can hold down this button on the unit to power off as well. So just a quick unboxing. Let's try out this remote real quick. K40 scan active. First thing I'm interested in. MM for mark to mute and MA for mark to alert. So a quick way to get to either of those. Obviously, yet again, no GPS. You can mute it from here. Volume up and down. So you can access the menu. So if you've messed with a K40 product before, it just reads you through the menu, and then you can select through the options. So let's say that's the alert display. You can set it from 5 bar to 3 bar. Just difference in showing you the intensities. Nothing crazy there. You can set if your bands are on. There's the K band settings I was talking about. Narrow, wide, and extended. Looks like it comes wide factory, and that's what most people are going to want to leave it on. You can do the same thing for the KA settings, and also KA filter to try to help eliminate some of the, you want to understand other vehicles that emit different radar signals, things like that. That's for traffic signal filtering. Not 100% sure what MRCD is. I believe it's a newer type of radar, if I remember correctly. Definitely don't hold me to that. Laser on. Obviously, laser is laser, and it won't diffuse any lasers, and that's why this says off. You can buy a kit that adds a separate set of diffusers up front that will actually diffuse, laser. So you could have this mounted in your windshield and then have 2 laser diffusers up front. So this will still tell you when there's a laser from the package or out the package from the factory. But if you add on laser diffusers, it will actually diffuse those lasers as well. So that's pretty neat. And then male and female voice, which is pretty standard. You got your city and highway mode right here, your quiet ride settings, and then your dimmer. So if you want it to be less bright, essentially. Let's get out of the menu here. Yeah, so you get night mode, auto, stealth, which is my favorite. Check this out. So little bitty blinky light just to show you it's still on, but until you get an alert, it will not wake up. And then once you get an alert, see if I can get it. There you go. Lights up, fires off. And then when that alert goes away, it should go back to a blank screen. There it goes. So big fan of the stealth mode. I don't like flashing lights on my face in my car. It's a personal thing, but it's nice to have stuff like that. And then even the display off as well. So let's see what happens if I set it off with the display off. So we still get an audible alert, just no display. I could dig that as well. Oh, no, there we go. Come on. I'm in the quiet ride settings, I believe. Where's it going? Turn her off. There we go. And bring the dimmer back on. There you go. Alright, so gives you guys a rough idea of this thing. You know, unedited, just unboxing, just something quick I wanted to knock out, but I'm pretty excited about this thing, and I want to get one in my car pretty soon to use for a little bit, and hopefully bring you guys some more info. So that's it for now.